Who Sent Clement by Keith A. Pearson. It's hard to talk about this book without giving anything away. It lasts for over 13 hours, but there is very little plot to fill those 13 hours. To put it in context, it takes 2 hours to tell us the background and a further half an hour before Clement appears. That's 2.5 hours of virtually nothing. In a nutshell, Beth's fiance leaves her saddled with £20,000 in debt, and she's given a week by some gangland mobster to get it. This is where Clement appears out of nowhere, and he has a brainwave. He knows where they can find a bar of gold. Most of the novel is spent tracking down this gold bar, then they try to sell it, then something happens, and then it ends. That takes 13 hours. I don't understand why so many books these days are so unnecessarily long. Do publishers no longer employ editors? As for Clement, is he a ghost, an angel? It's never clear. What is clear is that Beth doesn't believe him, and she continually questions his lack of knowledge of modern-day life. This gets tiring very, very quickly. For his part, Clement is astounded by modern-day life and asks question after question about shops, products, or the internet. This fish-out-of-water tale also gets tiring very, very quickly. It's hard to emphasize how irritating these two aspects of the story are. The book is sort of like the TV shows Life on Mars or Ashes to Ashes, but in reverse. Instead of a cop being sent back in time, we have this guy from the past suddenly appear in the present. Whatever the writers of the TV show had, Keith A. Pearson lacks. In spades. Clement's otherworldliness is never explored or exploited properly. He doesn't have any supernatural abilities, he can't transport himself places, he doesn't know things, he doesn't have any intuition, he's just a sexist relic from the 70s who smokes. That's it. I was really expecting more to be done with his character. I was hoping he could drive the plot forward, but it wasn't to be. At the end, the gangland boss says that it's not the money he's after but Beth's ex. This adds more time to the story that didn't really need to be there, and we never do find out what happened to him. I cannot stress how little happens in this book. My 4-sentence summary covers everything. Part of the story is that Beth, the owner of a bookshop, cannot write a book herself. She has started and stopped 18 books so far, and I couldn't help but feel that this was the writer talking about himself. Beth is not a sympathetic character. She's annoying, ungrateful, unhelpful, whining, and dull. I honestly didn't care if she wasn't able to pay off the debt. But here's another thing. For someone with so little money, why does she shop in Waitrose, and why does she go through alcohol like it's going out of fashion? It doesn't make sense. Actually, a lot of the book doesn't make sense, like the reason Beth's fiancé had to disappear. It was very far-fetched. The plot is only part of the problem. The other problem is the narrator. Cassie Layton. She's absolutely appalling. She has such an interminably slow and boring voice. I found myself zoning out a lot, then having to rewind. Needlessly, I suppose, as so little happens in the book. She has no talent for voices. None. Clement sounds like a thicko. Sterling, the mob boss, sounds like a witch from Macbeth, although her voicing of him is inconsistent. His two henchmen sound even more ridiculous. These henchmen, by the way, are repeatedly referred to as Messrs. Black and Blue. Messrs. Really? Anyway, she really does a very bad job of bringing these characters to life. There are two father thugs, and their voices are also a joke. One other niggle. When talking about the shop W. H. Smith's, she says W. H. Smith. How on earth did she get this gig as a narrator? She has absolutely no talent for it at all. Would I buy another book by Keith A. Pearson? No. Would I buy another audiobook narrated by Cassie Layton? No, she's absolutely dire. All in all, I'd give the story a 1 out of 5 and the narrator a 1 out of 5 as well. This review was rejected by Audible. How about you? Have you read this book? What did you think? Are there any supernatural or ghostly stories you can recommend? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe as I release a new review every week. Thanks for listening.